2016. Let's dive straight into the stories that have made headlines throughout the week. During the Regional Joint Health Reviews meeting co-hosted by Arua and Yumbe Regional Referral Hospitals in Yumbe District, it was revealed that the increasing cases of rate across the various districts in West Nile region is concerning. Oracle Benson Pastore reports.
The increase in cases of mortality and morbidity rate across the various districts in West Nile region has raised the eyebrows of different stakeholders, leaving them concerned. This was during the Regional Joint Health Sector Review meeting co-hosted by Arua and Yumbe Regional Referral Hospital in Yumbe District. The two-day session attracted different stakeholders such as health personnel, political leaders, partners, academia, media fraternity, cultural leaders, developmental partners, among others, who all raised their eyebrows towards this challenging saga and the best strategies that can be put to calm the situation. Alema Diki, Secretary in charge of Health Marcha District, highlights the public with some of the common challenges and mistakes encountered leading to increased morbidity and mortality rate in the region.
Some people still have a belief that their wives can deliver normally without the help of these health experts, the midwives, and therefore they delay taking these mothers to the nearby facilities for assistance. Sometimes when these mothers come for these services at the health center 3, where our personnel at that facility level, at that level, cannot manage, they are expected to do referrals. Sometimes these referrals are not done timely. It makes some of our mothers lose their lives. Sometimes we lose the child. As such, in referrals, the challenge I've got now from my technical officers is that the issue of fuel in the ambulance sometimes is challenging. The health workers will be willing to do referrals, but where the ambulance services are lacking, it also becomes complicated.
Meanwhile, Ataku Haret, a midwife from the health center to Pakwati district, urges her colleague midwives to be time conscious to minimize the cases and further encourages pregnant mothers to embrace antenatal care services.
The advice I can give to my fellow colleagues midwives about maternal mortality and morbidity. 1. Time management. When you manage your time well, you'll have enough time to give care for education about health-seeking behavior, early health-seeking behavior. So mothers are supposed to give enough package to them during antenatal, so that by the time they are coming for delivery, they are already prepared. I think for all these years I've been working in health center too.
My recommendation is that one, we shouldn't have too many resolutions. We should have very focused resolutions on areas like strengthening governance, strengthening infrastructural capacity, ensuring we have access to medicines and health supplies, improving the referral systems, and the quality of care, amongst others. Last but not least is the question of staffing. If we take all the staffing now, we are at just about 65% average as West Nile. And if we take into consideration the new staffing now, most of our facilities are operating at less than 30% staffing.
Uganda Demographic and Health Survey has revealed a troubled trend with infant and prenatal deaths on the rise in all districts, ranging from 15 to 34 deaths per 1,000 births in the financial year of 2022-2023. Oracle Benson Pastore, West Nile Television Nilecast.
And more in our stories this evening. Taxi and bus operators in Arua City have raised a number of challenges already affecting their businesses. This comes at a time where the Karuma route has been officially closed completely to all vehicles and passengers to and from northern Uganda. Farish Majid reports.
Just a day after the total close of Karuma Bridge for travelers to and from northern Uganda taking effect, taxi and bus operators in Arua City have raised a number of challenges already affecting their businesses. According to travel business operators, the route to Kampala and vice versa has become longer, yet the fares have remained unchanged. This comes at a time where the Karuma route has been closed completely for all vehicles and passengers to and from northern Uganda to pave way for the renovations on the dilapidated structure. As per the new directive following the total close of the Karuma Bridge, vehicles and travellers to and from West Nile sub-region have been asked to use alternative route via the Merchant Falls National Park, which according to the transport business operators is a longer route compared to that of Karuma. Abui Musa, a taxi driver who is operating on the Kampala to Arua route, expressed the challenge of fuel prices, yet the prices have remained the same. Abui is now threatening to increase the fares, since the journey is now a longer route, consuming more fuel.
The journey of currently is now very difficult. It's now very difficult. We are here suffering with our customers so much because of the road. The road is becoming very far. Now what we are going to do, as you people have known, the fuel price is very high, and the journey is going to be long. We are going to do what? We are going to increase the prices.
Meanwhile, Ismail Juma, the YY Coaches Arua branch manager, confirms that despite the changes in the route, their prices have still remained normal.
According to price changes, we have not changed our price. We have been charging our customers Arua to Kampala 50,000. We still maintain that price because the situation is not okay. Customers are complaining, they don't have money for sure. Work is a bit hard, however much the fuel is a bit up. We still maintain our price at a level, at the same price. We don't change it.
Ari Jole Joel, a staff of California Bus Company, appreciates the government for the development and says that the changes did not also spare them either, as this has forced them to reschedule some of the times of their buses due to the overwhelming demand of the customers.
Actually, it affected the bus of night hours. They came with the idea of saying the issue of sleeping in the Pakwats and the other side of Masindi, it doesn't favor them. They came with the proposal of saying that if it's possible, why can't the management change the time of departure from Arua to Kampala and Kampala to Arua at night to daytime? And then management also granted their request.
Recently, General Edward Katumba Wamala, the Minister for Works and Transport, while inspecting the bridge, confirms that the rehabilitation process will run for a period of 3 months to make the bridge stronger and safer for passengers.
We are permanently closing this bridge, permanently, so that we can give these people enough time to do work. Because now we are not only going to replace what you have seen down there as rotten things, but we are going to replace the top. The whole of the deck is going to be replaced so that it is made more safer to avoid those kind of leakages which you have seen down there. We are also going to improve on the safety. We are going to put more strong materials to ensure that if tomorrow you veer off, God forbid, if you veer off, then you just bounce off and bounce back.
Well, with the changes in the routes that did take effect yesterday, where the government has said that Karuma Bridge will be closed for 3 months, the question that remains right now is that will government finalize the works within the stipulated 3 months period, is what most transporters are waiting to hear. Back to your Community Christian at the Political Command Center.
Moving on to Moyo District, the Uganda National Roads Authority has engaged the grievance management committees in Moyo District over the Koboko-Yumbe Moyo Road project to ascertain the level of readiness for the project among the community. Okumu Dominic reports.
The engagement brought in over 50 grievance management committee members across the district to ascertain the level of preparation and readiness for the project, which is set to commence by the start of October so as to avoid issues which might cause further delays in the implementation of the road project. Engineer Chola Moses, the project coordinator, Uganda National Roads Authority (UNRA), urged the grievance management committee members to help the contractor in identifying some of the needed raw materials for the construction of the road and negotiate the prices of such materials so as to avoid cases of exploitation and overhacking prices of the raw materials, which ends up making the project to stall.
To help us on issues of sourcing of materials, to help the contractor, we have put there the community liaison officers of the contractor also on top of like him. You can relate with those community liaison officers of the contractor and the contractor to see that we can get the borrow picks and all those things in the price, which is now we are thinking that they're telling us it's 5 or 7 times. People are becoming a bit of business minded. Please don't do that to your project. Otherwise, all the money will go into acquiring material and then there is no road.
Mr. Tino Muhammad, a member of the Grievance Management Committee, said they have been grappling with a number of issues which the community members had raised to them, which included 25 uncompensated plots, over 7 unassessed trees, among others, which he, however, said was being resolved by the recent UNRWA engagement meeting with the community members.
We have 25 grievances for the delayed payments, 25 grievances for the delayed payments. 2, we have 8 unassessed land, which still stands a problem. 3, we have 2 cases that is in a court. 4, we have 7 unassessed trees. These are trees which are unassessed.
Mrs. Mania Mary, another member of the Grievance Management Committee, wondered how the committee can impact on their work, saying though they had been trained earlier on, but since the project has over-delayed, they are confused on how they can go about with their work.
How are we going to work, or how do we work? Although we have been trained on how to work, because this project has taken so long, people are confused. We work, when we are approached by the people, we have not been moving to them as regularly as possible, because unless an issue comes about, a grievance comes about, that's when we go down to settle them. But as the work is going to commence, how are we going to work?
The Koboko Yumbe Moyo Road project, which measures 103.08 kilometers, has already been okayed to be tarmacked, with a groundbreaking ceremony done in May 2024 in Yumbe district. But since the groundbreaking ceremony, no physical works have been seen on ground, something which made the public within the region to have doubts on the project, which has now taken close to 3 months down the road after the groundbreaking ceremony. It's upon this background that UNRWA and the contractors are moving around the districts to assure the public about the existence of the project and preparing grounds for the official works to begin on the road. Dominic Antonio Kumu, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
Moving on to Nebi District Council members adjourned the 3rd quarterly review meeting, demanding the presence of the district works staff to respond to how they spent the 1 billion shillings disbursed by the government of Uganda to each district for road maintenance in the district. Alfred Jawok reports.
As Nebi District held a 3rd quarterly review meeting focusing on infrastructures, the council members adjourned the meeting and demanded the presence of the district work staff to respond on how the 1 billion shillings recently disbursed by government to each district, city and municipality for roads maintenance. Honorable Kizito Ongan, Nebi District Council Speaker, expressed dissatisfaction over the failure of staff from the Works Department to attend council meeting, as council members demanded their presence to respond on issues of bad roads in the district despite the availability of the funds.
We realized that our engineers were nowhere to be seen, and I adjourned the council for 10 minutes that the office of the cow will call them back to be here, because we are doing our work. The council is the supreme body and the custodian of everything in the district here.
Honorable Francis Owondaumer, Chairperson Roads Work Committee, Navy District Local Government, while presenting his report, castigated the Works Department for sabotaging government programs in the district and demanded for a response from the district engineer on this matter.
It has been observed that some sections of the roads are impassable, especially after the heavy rains, and they could inconvenience the road users, and alternative routes should be communicated to the users to avoid stall of businesses.
In response, Dr. Sarah Seninde, Navy District Engineer, confirmed that her department received funds from the district to work on the roads, but said there was too much rain which could not support them to continue working on the roads.
I was saying that we received the first and second quarter funds in time for last financial year, and works proceeded as planned. However, in third quarter, we did not get the funds, and we received them in June for third and fourth quarter. That's why we took some time, a delay, in proceeding with our works.
In the meantime, Honorable Emmanuel Orombi, Chairperson LC5 Navy District, distanced himself from the saga, saying the Works Department is betraying the district and the central government at large.
If you are a businessman and you are paying these people, all of them will be sacked, because the amount you are spending on them is quite higher than what you must be realizing as per their input. That's why the road committee came up with the recommendation, if endorsed, and I request council to endorse, that we hire a machine for first quarter. Since they cannot, let them find where else where they can be eating from. Because these people will do the work within short time and they will finish.
This highlights the consequences of poor performance and importance of accountability in public service. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
More in Adjumani district, the Siforo market was constructed at a tune of 1.4 billion shillings, and according to the leaders, it comes with a vast opportunity to expand the economic well-being of the people in the district and beyond. Onzima Alan reports.
Siforo Market was constructed under the Uganda Host and Refugee Community Empowerment Project with funding from Korean International Cooperation Agency through United Nations Development Program, World Vision, under the supervision from the Ministry of Local Government Uganda. The launch took place on 25th September 2024 at Siforo Market in Siforo Sub-County, Adjumani District. Ms. Noane Akolom Vied Obahor, Resident Representative United Nations Development Program Uganda office, said their target is to make women benefit from the market, including a special space for breastfeeding mothers while they are in the market so as to nurse their babies.
This is also why we have in the store, in the market, built a room for nursing mothers, so that if one is a nursing mother and comes to the market, they can have privacy to be able to nurse their child. That's why we did that. So our hope is that more women will be beneficiaries in terms of getting the stalls, getting the locked up stores than men.
Mr. Data Peter Taban, the resident district commissioner Adjumani, said the market has come timely in order to empower our community so that they are able to enhance and foresee future development and transform the life of the communities.
This project has come timely to empower our community so that they are able to enhance and look forward to the future in this particular place. We are very, very, very grateful, which is a testament to our collective efforts to foster economic growth, social cohesion, and community development.
According to John Koma Stephen, the Assistant Commissioner District Inspection from Ministry of Local Government, the market will answer the socio-economic transformation issues and the agenda of the President of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Museveni. He further said both the refugees and the host communities will work together to enhance their productivities.
And this market is going to answer the socio-economic transformation issues which the president has been always thinking about. The market is going to increase production. People will bring their produce, their products to the market, and they will sell. And by doing so, the host community and refugees will be working under one roof.
His Excellency Sung So, the ambassador of Republic of Korea to Uganda, said they are committed in empowering the youth and women through livelihood programs in northern Uganda through various sectors like education for both the host communities and the refugees.
The Korean government has been actively engaged in various initiatives to support the rebuilding of lives for refugees and host communities in Uganda. Since 2017, we have focused on enhancing educational access for refugee children, successfully improving their opportunities for quality education over the past few years. Additionally, we have been supporting the comprehensive refugee response framework. On top of that, since 2018,
Engineer Hilary Onek, Minister for Relief, Disaster and Preparedness, applauded the women of Shiforo sub-county for being hardworking, but calls on men to support the women so as to improve on their productivities and supply goods to the market.
Me, I applaud the women. These women are very hardworking. You can see how disciplined they are. They are great women. But we, the men, are letting them down. When we take Waragi and so on, only the women are the people who work. The women work heavily during the day. They also carry our children. They do all kind of things. You must pay more attention and help them. So there's no more product produced in the field and brought to the market here for people to buy.
This project is meant to improve on the livelihood of the host communities and the refugees living in Uganda. The market was constructed with a tune of worth 1.4 billion shillings, and it comes with a vast opportunities to expand the economic well-being of people through trade, especially women from Ajamani and other parts of the district and the country at large. Peace Ushoki, Onjima Alan, West Nile Television, Nilecast.
Children and households in the refugee settlements of Mvepi and Rhino Camp have benefited from the early childhood graduation program. That is a generational project being implemented by BRAC Uganda that has greatly improved the livelihood of the most vulnerable children and their caregivers. Take a look. 4,050 children between the ages of 3 to 5 years and 700 households in the refugee settlements of Mvepi and Rhino Camp have benefited from the early childhood and graduation program. That's a generation project being implemented by BRAC Uganda in partnership with UNFPA and other stakeholders, meant to support children through provision of quality learning and training of caregivers on material development. During the quarterly monitoring visit by participating stakeholders such as representatives from the Ministry of Education and Sports, Office of the Prime Minister, Ministry of Gender and Social Development, local government leaders, implementing partners, village community structures and other key stakeholders, it was revealed the refugee settlements and host communities have benefited from early childhood development and the ultra-poor graduation initiatives under the Early Childhood and Graduation Program that has greatly improved the livelihood of most of the vulnerable children and their caregivers, promoting income-generating activities, skills development, and money-saving mindsets in Mvepi and Rhino Camp settlements. Afani Rose, a beneficiary of the Early Childhood and Graduation Program in Mvepi Refugee Settlement, is grateful for the Early Childhood and Graduation Initiative that has enabled her to generate income through tailoring business that has helped send her children to school.
ipaila ga inya i burak ikeni lakini mutengo yeye sikekine kunu ikidila nande kala sikekine akonda gida na bu nage baka na yes na kazaga leke angara na pari ngala kama na kilo leke na amuta kuse at leka nkondo na school a tikila ngiro nyona gasuluza 8 years nage disanduso isukulu na woroni woro kendi nyoka de bai badanga bena berona gadingiro na oto iri naga hazo isukulu naga hazo burak na murta kuleke pari ipaila garipe atindana mango ngazi kitini kokongo katani.
Kabanda Joseph, the program manager for the Early Childhood and Graduation Program for BRAC Uganda, in an interview with the press stated that the Early Childhood and Graduation Program is a 2-generational program that is targeting the most vulnerable children and their livelihoods to provide quality learning through play-based model and material development training.
The 2-generational project in particular, like I shared earlier, is targeting children and their caregivers. On the side of children, we are providing them with quality learning through the play-based model. BRAC has constructed over 84 machine and play labs. These are ECD classrooms. We hired over 170 teachers who have been well trained, and these are providing quality teaching and learning in the play labs through the play-based model. And again, we also work with the parents through the parenting sessions and train them through a number of activities, a number of topics. We also engage them in material development. They themselves come and provide local materials, things that community might think they're waste, but these are brought to the centers, working with our staff and the play leaders. These are improved and turned into learning aids. On the other side, we are supporting the caregivers where the children come from, because we believe that there is no way a child can learn and improve and reach the key milestones if the homes where they come from are not supported. The context in which you are working, most of the population are vulnerable, families are poor, many children used to go without food, without dinner, without lunch. So that's why purposely, through BRAC's out-of-graduation model, chose to support the households where the children are coming from. We've provided a lot of trainings on asset management, VSLAs, financial literacy, social empowerment, and so many other areas. And we've gone ahead to provide asset transfers to a number of households.
Emokol J.B. Onyango, the Terrigal District Deputy Resident District Commissioner, stated that there's been a positive impact through the Early Childhood and Graduation Program initiative and advises the host communities to stop politicking and emanate the income-generating activities being done by the refugees in their communities.
I see the impact which is on the ground. Because when you go and somebody tells you I was given 2 goats, now I have 10. That tells you that there is an impact, which I would request some of my people in the host community also to emulate, do the same instead of politicking all the time. Because I see the impact in it. You see the nursery school, and nursery, normally that is where the beginning of education starts from. When children start with the nursery, that's where they start learning some of these words and whatever. They don't get difficult when they continue with the classes. Whatever they are saying the refugees doing, they should also copy. They should copy to be tolerant. Why I'm saying politics is that they like talking a lot and they don't show what is on the ground. You'll find that you can come to a refugee and you find the goat has multiplied, but on the host community the goat has not multiplied. Why? It means they get involved in talking and living to attend to what the animals which have been given. Because I have moved in monitoring these activities, those who are right from Beria side up to now here, you find people who are given goats, they have them multiplied. But when you go to the host community, they will be stories, meaning that they pick them and sell them quickly, and they don't. Now this one, I think, because they have learned of their problems, they tolerate and keep holding on those items to multiply and they benefit from them.
The Early Childhood and Graduation Program being implemented by BRAC Uganda in partnership with the local government, Office of the Prime Minister, Ministry of Education and Sports and Ministry of Gender and Social Development is a 3-year program that has been running from 2022 to April 2025, targeting the most vulnerable children and households in the refugee settlements of Mvepi and Rhino Camp. Okumaringa Christine for West Nile Television, Nilecast. Moving on in our stories this evening, Christian Fellowship Church, a Pentecostal church, has decided to use the Bible to fight against domestic violence at the grassroots levels. According to Bishop Olabo Charles of the Christian Fellowship Church, the church has discovered that most of the gender-based violence victims are now boycotting police and other law enforcement officers as they come to church seeking for divine help from the church. Stephen Okello reports.
Pentecostal Church in Amuro district is now battling with a new era of demon invasion, which is particularly targeting families, gender-based violence. Looking at the contributions of prayers in reconciling the conflicting party in their neighborhood, most of the GBV victims in Amuro district prefers church to police stations and other local authorities.
It's a bit, Arkan Waramano cases, Maramario, I knew a deck, Mano down Pino Kere, my part Lucas time, no one a bit of quickly, no Magati or Kanicha, and Jomakan Matiwa, Minan, Kid Machara, one a bit of then we're cancelling again. When you are quite time and what thing of Chirwa Gankun, Machirwa Ker Machala family in your down me or time Machala one eye. When you are quite Jimmy, get more milk bed query.
Pamela, a prayer intercessor at Christian Fellowship Church at Jimo in Lamogi sub-county, says she received at least 5 GBV victims every week who are mostly women.
Chamo ke kan anti freedom bimba akonye ki kilega anywa ke gitam keta mer arbet kere piane art petit kuch ke kan ta karbino eta kata karbino ini andole ni dak ye ni mer ni keto mer ni dak ye machal in la prestai.
Christian Fellowship Church in Amuro district is now empowering pastors and other church leaders at the grassroots on the danger of battering women and making them lead by examples.
It is good to train the pastors. Good pastors and the reverends, they are the grass people in the village. So you'll find many people bring that problem to the pastors and the reverends if they have problems. Maybe they have some domestic violence in their home. So they run to, instead of going to the LCs, instead of going to the police, for them they run to the pastors. So the pastors, they're the one who is counseling them, supporting them, giving them the good advice. That's why we are training them so that they can support the community.
Chairman Amuro District Local Government Michael Lacogne says by training these pastors, Christian Fellowship Church is not only empowering them to combat GBV, but also restoring the lost hope of community, given what some of the pastors are seen doing ungodly in social media.
They're equally human beings. There are pastors that have got brutality in their homes. I think we have ever seen pastors in the country that have gone separated and the wives and husbands are testifying in court about brutality that are inside their homes. So being a person that preach the word of God is not a guarantee that there is no violence in their families. So when we don't teach them about upright family, being in a home that do not fight the wives, children, and husband, that home will only preach the gospel to community, but they will have got very bad background at home.
Bishop Charles Obado, the overseer of Christian Fellowship Church, encouraged all the church leaders to start looking at church beyond biblical teaching to enable the church transform the community both biblically and spiritually. Stephen Okello for West Nile Television, Nilecast.
Moving on to Nebi Municipality, Honorable Hashim Suleiman, the Member of Parliament for Nebi Municipality, has donated 5 million shillings towards the renovation of Nebi District Office, Nebi Muslim District Office located in Nebi Tawheed Mosque. Alfred Jawok reports.
following the deplorable state of Nebi Muslim District Office located in Nebi Tawhid Mosque. Sheikh Muzamil Mustafa, the Assistant District at the Nebi Muslim District, revealed that he has occupied the office for over a decade without proper furniture as compared to the offices of other religious leaders. He was speaking during the Jummah prayers on 27th September this year at Tawhid Mosque, where he appealed to leaders to come and help them. While handing over the money, Honorable Hashim Suleiman, Member of Parliament, Nebi Municipality, noted that the offices are in a sorrow state which needs urgent support from people of good heart.
I've been telling them and any other. For me, I don't decide for you. I'm your leader. I'm the leader of Nebi Municipality. I don't go and think for people and say maybe you lack office, let me support your office, or you do this. No, I need you to demand whatever you want me as your leader to help you with. You need to inform me, you need to tell me. So these people, I think they have learned, they have realized that wherever I am going, giving a hand is not that I want to go there or I'm forcing myself to go and give a hand to a certain group of people. No, they are inviting me. They are telling me, Honorable, we are building a church, come and support us. Honorable, we are doing this. Honorable, we need a uniform. Or, such kind of thing. So for them, they were just quiet. They have been quiet for all this period of time.
According to the legislator, the money given should be for its purpose to renovate the offices.
As usual, for me, I get invitation from some of these institutions to just go and support them and give them some help in whatever they're trying to do. They're developing their areas. So one main thing we supported today there is the renovation of the office of the district Qadi. The office is really, I may call it almost dilapidated, because it is lacking a lot of things. You saw even the ceiling board is has cracked so badly, and I fear that anytime, sometimes it can even fall. So they needed a to do the renovation, and also they wanted to paint the inside and outside, and to make the floor before they do other things.
The Muslim offices thrive with events and activities to coordinate Nebi, Zombo and Pakwach district respectively. This highlights the Islamic traditions and teachings on giving heartedly to serve Almighty Allah. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
Moving on to Moyo district. A flock of patients with hernia and eye infections plus other diseases that needed surgery and converged at Yumbe Regional Referral Hospital during a 7-day health camp organized by Chare Dr. Lare organization. Take a look.
The 7 days health camp, which started last weekend and it is expected to run for 1 week, was lobbied by the woman MP for Yumbe District, Honorable Avako Melissa Neema, through a Turkish-based organization. The principal thermal clinical officer heading the eye department at Yumbe Regional Referral Hospital, Mr. Miso Onesimus, rallied the general public to have routine body checkups in order to know their health statuses.
Getting linkage with the this kind of people who donate or NGOs who are very far, it was through the effort of the woman MP of Yumbe District local government, that is the Honorable Avoko Melissa, who worked tirelessly and had to attract these people on the ground. That's why we are getting the fruit of her efforts. That's how we came to be in friendship with these Chare people from Turkey. The advice I can give to the community outside there is a routine checkup. We have a very poor culture of going to access medical services.
Gule freed a patient from Koboko district who lived with hernia for close to 21 years, and he eventually got operated by the doctors from Chare Doktalare organization, narrated the pain he went through in the past and how he now feels relieved after a successful hernia surgery during this health camp in Yumbe Regional Referral Hospital.
I have been having the hydrocele, which lasts around 21 years, and now I was operated yesterday, which freed me a bit, because I used to have some problems with my waist, some pain somewhere. It is caused by that thing, I know. Immediately when it was done, I felt a bit okay. Now so far, I have seen their camp is good. They are even operating people very fast, and there are no problems like the cases I've realized even. It means everything is going well.
The Deputy Resident District Commissioner for Yumbe District, Matthew Voni Vuyaya, while complimenting the organization for these efforts of improving service delivery in the health sector of Uganda, said diseases have no colors and boundaries.
This regional referral hospital is the second in the West Nile region. Much as the West Nile region has 2 regional referral hospitals, we are definitely overwhelmed because we are surrounded by other sister countries.
Honorable Avako Melissa Neema Gule, the woman MP for Yumbe District, affirmed that after she was elected and sworn in 2021, she wrote and delivered to the Turkish Embassy a concept note detailing numerous challenges the people of Yumbe District and Western Region go through, ranging from healthcare challenges, among others, which she said was approved and considered for funding and implementation after Chare Doktalare organization, one of the non-profit organizations in Turkey, picked interest in what she submitted.
We then presented the issue of people suffering with different diseases that needed the referrals. Especially here, they will be referred to Mulago, referred to other abroad hospitals like India and so on. But you know, we are still developing country. Our people still have low income levels. When they are referred, normally they face challenges that they may even fail to access the treatment, and then we end up losing the person. So as a member of parliament, I have that mandate on behalf of people to speak to prominent people who can come to the aid of people.
During this same health camp, the organization also donated assorted medical equipment and medicines worth over 500 million shillings for the regional referral hospital, which serves the people of Western Region, South Sudan and DRC Congo. Yusuf Osuta, Western Television, Nilcast.
More in our stories, communities living along the Uganda-South Sudan border have been urged to have correct attitude and respect for one another as the two countries strive to demarcate the border lines. This urge was made during a community dialogue between the residents of Uganda and South Sudan. Okumu Dominic reports.
The urge comes following a recent misunderstanding between some farmers from Uganda and their counterparts from South Sudan on a piece of land, which took the intervention of the leaders from both Moyo and Kajukeji to help resolve the misunderstanding among the two communities. Honorable Anyama Williams, the chairman Local Council 5 Moyo District, said the issue of the border demarcation will be addressed by 2027 with funding from the African Union, and calls for peaceful coexistence among the communities living along the border, adding that there is need for the communities to engage in fighting poverty other than fighting among themselves.
In the year 2027, it is expected this process of clear boundary verification would be achieved with funding and support from the African Union. But we are appealing to both communities. For now, as we are waiting for this, we need to call for peace. Both communities can engage in economic activities. They can continue to coexist peacefully. and we should have respect for each other.
Adding that as the border demarcation is underway, the people should have correct attitude and respect among themselves so as to preserve peace along the borders.
In any case, even after boundary verification, it requires the correct attitude to sustain the peace that we are building. You can clearly show the boundary, but the one party can reject it. So it still calls for harmony, for understanding, for being peace-loving people.
Mr. Lisi David Christopher, the Commissioner Kajokeji, said the border are demarcated only for administrative purposes, but in reality, the Madi people and the Kukus are brothers. Therefore, the Kukus are not ready to fight against their Madi brothers. He, however, urged the two communities to always report their differences to the leaders so that such issues can be resolved peacefully without taking into arms among themselves.
We demarcate the border for administrative purpose. But in reality, the Madi community here in Moyo district are our brothers. So I have come here to tell them and to assure them that we are not ready for any misunderstanding.
Mr. Nyerere Julius, the Assistant Resident District Commissioner Moyo, said the Madi people and the people from South Sudan shared a lot in common, which relationship dated way back in the 90s when South Sudan was yet fighting for their independence, and said the people need to cherish the peace and unity the two countries have all along been having along the borders of the two countries.
To bring Panasonic batteries and Everest to Arua, around 30 boxes to defend that front line so that the Arabs, they don't overrun Nimule. Because we know we have our brothers Madi from side of Opare and Pagari, because I'm a Madi in Uganda. Today, South Sudan is liberated and their independence. We shall cherish the peace our people enjoy along our common border.
Duku John, a South Sudanese national, said relationships between the two countries can continue, but when there continues to be violence, it will disrupt the peace along the borders, and urged the two communities to carry on activities on their ancestral land without any interference, and urged those without land who would wish to cultivate in the area to approach the leadership and the landlords so that they can be given land for farming instead of wanting to grab the land by force.
Relationship can continue, but when we continue to violate, when we continue to intimidate, it disrupts the peace. So we suffered for long in South Sudan. We have attained a little peace. We need to protect this peace, not us alone. Ugandans have to support us in maintaining this peace. We should not be disrupted. Let us continue cultivating in our ancestral land. Those Ugandans who need to cultivate in our area, as we had been doing with them, we welcome them. They consult the landlords who are here.
For long, some community members in Keji County, South Sudan, have been grappling with land conflicts, especially along the borders, something which in the past led to bloodshed between the two community members living along the border, something which drew the attention of the two governments on the matter and are now looking forward to resolving the border issue by 2027. But however, though the two borders, it's from this background that the leaders are calling for calm and peace among their people as they await the final border demarcation by 2027. Dominic Anthony Okumu, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And to end our Nilecast Weekly News Roundup on West Nile Television, different district leaders have expressed concerns and calls for the extension of the national grid in the rural areas to enhance better service delivery in the different sectors such as health, trade, and among others, which continues to be hindered due to lack of electricity power. Benson Pastore reports.
During the budget consultative meeting of financial year 2025/2026 held in Arua district with different stakeholders across different districts in West Nile region, different district leaders have expressed their concerns and calls for the extension of national grid in rural areas to enhance better service delivery in different sectors such as health, education, trade, among others, which continues to be hindered due to lack of power.
You are calling for all these investments without these poles going down. It would be a problem. Maybe municipalities out of 46 cells that we have, power has only reached, half of it has reached only in 6 cells. The rest are without power. And now good enough that the president has decided to give a daughter to West Nile to head that place as you heading the finance department. Can you all go and sit together with the Honorable Minister Nyamutoro and tell them that now the grid has arrived, but where is the pole?
I want to appreciate, but Minister, I want to tell you, I don't want people to deceive us. We have poles only on the main road. It is called rural electrification. Which rural areas in West Nile have been connected to power. We have institutions deep in the villages without the poles. Take our voice as West Nile, we want poles to reach the rural areas which are real rural. We have secondary schools in these rural villages. We have markets in the rural areas. We have health facilities in the rural areas where there are no poles.
It's unfortunate that Ogongi has not yet tested, but we also congratulate the President for that commitment you made here, that something is being done. But there are also districts like Pakwach, which are just enjoying the line flying with no connections in terms of transformers, poles. I think coverage of electricity in Pakwach cannot punch beyond 5%. And so that was commitment in 2016 manifesto that every sub-county quarters would have access to electricity. So the issue of electricity connection and rural electrification is being done very discriminatively. I think people who are on high table should shake themselves not to fail General Museveni in that area, and that should be taken seriously.
West Nile sub-region previously relied on a power grid operated by West Nile Rural Electrification Company Limited in Sotes Wenereko, which has been unreliable. The new transmission line is expected to significantly enhance socio-economic development in the region. Orak Benson Pastore, West Nile Television Nilecast.
That via marks the end of the Nilecast weekly news roundup only on West Nile Television. Thank you always for taking the time to be with us from the beginning of the Nilecast to the end of the Nilecast only on West Nile Television. See you same time, same place tomorrow, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on the Nilecast News Bulletin from Mondays to Sunday every day. My name's Okumuringa Christine. Have a good evening.